New Britain to Bravo to now slaying the USA. Our friend Leigh Marchese is telling her story in a brand new book.
Yeah, so she's here with Leigh Clark, the creator of Slay USA, to tell us all about it. Hey, good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Well, all good things hail from Long Island, as you know, Leigh. So we are both from there, which means that you are of greatness.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tell us, what is this slaying? I see all these different cities.
Yeah.
And tell us about the series.
Yeah, so about 2 years ago, I was working for Microsoft, and in my town, I did a lot of networking and met a lot of women, but never really got to know anyone's story. It was a lot of very transactional conversations. So I was like, what if we put a collective together, something more permanent where the community could get to know the women who represent it and learn about their councilwoman or learn about their reality TV celebrity fitness trainer, you know, whatever that might be. So we curate in each city. We're now 2 years. We're on book number 12.
Wow.
Yeah, and up to 25 women per city share their stories. And yeah, it's great for the community, and it's cool to really get to know people you might not have otherwise known their backstory.
Okay, so we have Nashville, we have Southwest Florida. What other towns are we featuring here?
Naples, Vegas, and New York is coming up. So Lori's going to be in the New York book, which launches January 6th.
Amazing. So tell us about what you're featuring in the story that's in the book.
So she kind of contacted me on Instagram, you know, and I was like, oh, you know what? Let me just give her a call. And she interviewed me. I told her my story from when I was in high school getting bullied. I was called all different names. I was called like ugly.
I didn't know that about you, Laura.
Oh
yeah, so I got called ugly, buck-toothed beaver, you look like a rabbit, you're not pretty. So, you know, being 15, 16 years old, you know, facing those things, you know, it kind of like builds like who you are, you know, and I'll never, you know, and it's in here, there was a friend that actually, you know, stood by me and was like, you know, she's not ugly, stop, you know, like saying that, you know, and that kind of like led me to doing pageants because I was trying to boost up my confidence. I went through a lot, you know, and then I went through to dental hygiene school to work on my smile because I was being called these names to help other people smile.
Wow.
Then I got married, then I got divorced, and then I've hit the pandemic. You know, owning a gym is not easy, you know, so it kind of like goes through this whole like journey, you know, trying to keep my gym alive. I was fighting for my women because I wanted to keep this gym for them. And I'll never like forget, like I was selling these like flat belly smoothies that I was making in my kitchen to try to keep my gym alive because I wanted to keep this place for women so badly, and I didn't want to give up, and then I almost had to give up. And then my landlord, he was like, you know what, yeah, like I'll give you 2 months of free rent, and that helped me like a lot, you know. And
what's the message in that story? What are you hoping that women who read this are hoping to learn from that?
You know, that I don't fit the mold, you know what I mean? I'm not that traditional mold, right? And that you can basically just don't try to fit in, try to be you. Don't try to go out there and try to, you know, make other people happy, do things that make you happy. And if someone says that you're ugly or you don't fit the mold or whatever it is, do you, focus on you. Because when you focus on you and not all these negative things, you have such huge growth out of it.
Yeah.
You know, I ended up in like reality shows, books, I'm able to share my story. But if I focused on the negative my whole entire life, I don't think I'd be where I am today.
Yeah, that's such a powerful message.
Yeah.
And
Leigh, tell us about some of the women that you've met, and you know, some of the ones that really stand out.
yeah, I mean, obviously, like women like Lori that are leaving their mark, but are also willing to be honest and vulnerable about their journey, and aren't really just putting the surface thing we see on social media out. So I'm looking for women, who are of service. You know, example, when I see a realtor that's just sharing their listings and not advice for the community, I'm looking for more the advice giver, the people leaning in, just like you guys do. You pour into people every single morning, right? Those are my people. So I'm looking for high vibration women, achievers, people who are going to set the mark and inspire someone else to get up and get motivated and go after the life they deserve. And I think, you know, a testament to Lori's story is that if you allow those voices to keep you small, that's where you'll stay.
Right.
You know, and look at her, because she wouldn't allow that to be her fate. And so, and by sharing that, instead of just saying, hey, I made it, you know, it allows other people to say, hey, like, I'm going through some stuff, but I could do whatever I want with my life too.
And your story is not done.
Right.
Right.
Right? It's just not done. It's up to you if you want your story to be done. And I'm not done. I'm going to New York, I'm going to Miami. I'm going to keep writing.
I love it. Well, so often people just see the success and they don't realize that there are so many setbacks, that people are working so hard behind that success to get to where they are, right? And there's so much value in learning that.
Yeah, and I feel too like it's like you need to face battles to get to the next step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to get there, just walking. You need to sprint, run. You need to do a lot of things to get there.
So tell me again about your participation. Are you featured in the books? Are you writing for the books? And which books can we find you in?
I basically have a chapter, so I believe I'm on 72.
Yep.
So it's called Strength and Struggle, My Unfiltered Story. So it's about 4 or 5 pages, and it goes through my life. And then the one that's in New York is a little bit more of a documentary, I think, of my business. So each book, I think, features something different, a part of my life. And I think it's great because these are, I think they're sold too at Barnes and Nobles and Amazon. So a lot of people can, read some inspiring stories of all different women out there going through a lot and still getting to where you want to be.
Yeah, and the reason Lori's in too is she splits her time, between the Northeast and Florida. So she's very much represented in the Naples community. Also, the work she does is virtual. As a virtual celebrity trainer, she's in people's homes day to day on their laptops, helping them achieve their goals. So it's great to have her as a part of the series and of the brand because, again, she represents that strong, vulnerable women that we look to really promote.
Well, we can't thank you both enough for being on the show. Lorianne, it's always a pleasure to see you. You're beautiful
Thank you.
inside and out.
Yes.
Thank you.
Never forget that. And Leigh, we can't thank you enough for being on the show.
Thank
And
you
there's
guys
some
so
info
much.
there on the screen if you want to get in touch with Lorianne. And you can find more information about the book. You have a website I was looking at earlier. There's really a movement of women kind of behind this effort too, right?
100%. SlayTheUSA.com. You can learn more about us there. And be on the lookout. Check on Amazon and look at Slay the USA or any of the slaying cities. And we'll be in a city near you soon.